Everyone just hold tight for a moment. I need to get the YouTube portion turned on. Get a little hiccup there. Be right with everybody. My name is Judge Person. Good morning. As I say, good morning. My name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court this morning. Thank you for being here. I will work with each person to the best of my ability. If you're having trouble connecting to audio, keep trying. I see a few folks that I can't identify while I speak. If your name is, and I have the name, let's see, Dogvish is the last name, Lisa. I can't seem to identify whose case you are here for. It would help if you could rename yourself and you do that by going up to the top right button. There'll be 3 little dots, and if you click on that, it will allow you to rename yourself. That is also true for someone who is listed as iPad, someone listed with phone numbers 650, ending in 650, and someone listed as 478. There is another person named Ander. So I'll start quickly. Ms. Dogvish, just unmute, please, and tell me your name, please.
My name is Maricela Hernandez.
Yes, Ms. Hernandez, I do have you. There's someone named Lisa Doggish. Is that also you?
I'm sorry, who?
So I don't think it's you, Ms. Hernandez. I'm talking to someone else.
My name is Tawny Stewart.
Yeah, please, everyone don't identify yourself. There's a person, Lisa, Dovgish. If that is you, I don't know who you are. I've asked you to unmute. I'm asking you to start your video. And if I can't identify you shortly, I'm going to remove you from the meeting because you're not supposed to be here.
Hey, my name is Mary Holmes. Am I on the thing?
Thank you, Ms. Holmes. If I don't know who you are, I can't identify you. You have to identify.
I'm sorry. This is my first time using this.
I already had you in the meeting. I don't know why you're in here. Maybe perhaps.
I am Joey Quinney.
Joey Quinney. There you go. Mr. Quinney, thank you. I will, for just purposes of this meeting, name you so that I can keep track of your case and not lose track of you. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
So I can hear people, but I have you on mute. Please don't unmute yourself. If you'll read the directions we sent with you, it will help. A person who has identified themselves as Ander, I'm asking this one person to unmute themselves, please. Ander, please unmute and start your video and identify yourself.
I don't know if I'm the one that's Ander. My name is Larry Anderson. Oh, okay.
Mr. Anderson, thank you. Let me just put your name on here so that I don't lose track of you. And thank you. Please stay on mute until it is your turn. If we all talk at once, it will not work particularly well. There is another person named phone number ending in 478. What is your name, please? I'm asking that one single person with a phone number ending in 478 to unmute. If that's not you, please don't unmute. I'm not talking to you right at this moment. On the phone, please. What is your name? Phone number ending in 478. Could you please identify yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is your name, please?
Carl Woodall.
Spell the last name, please.
Woodall. First name
Thank
Carl
you.
with a K.
I've got that. Thank you. And then a person who's still named iPad, please, what is your name? Asking you to unmute. You'll receive that from me.
Kenneth Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. It takes time, to do this. If I had to do this for everyone, well, we just wouldn't get anywhere. So if you're able to, if you come back in or leave for any reason and you have another meeting, there's a way to name yourself on here, and not everybody can do that. I understand, but it does help out quite a bit. So now that I know everybody is where they're supposed to be, and I've got you in a relative order, and that's another thing, is that it's only fair to try to identify people and get them in the name in the order that they showed up. Mr. Jennings, John Jennings, thank you for fixing that. I thought that might be you. I got you covered. Okay, so I do want to let you know a few things. We have two meetings happening all at once, which we are skilled at doing, so don't worry about that. But what we're going to do is I will work with people who are here to directly talk to the judge. Ms. Warren, who is on your screen, is the city's prosecutor. Thank you, Ms. Warren, for that hand, so we know where you are. Ms. Warren is our city's prosecutor. She works for the state of Texas and the city of Temple. She represents the persons that have filed charges. So you did, and I have somebody asking me why I didn't call their name. I'm not calling a docket. I was only identifying people whose names I couldn't identify. So if I didn't call your name, it's because I already know you're here, okay? And so what I will tell you is, when you're given, what you're going to find is we're doing two meetings. And Ms. Warren has, a breakout room, and that is the pretrial docket. And that docket is a Zoom docket today. Most people on that docket already have a live meeting scheduled. That's their next meeting. Those are persons who have pled not guilty, and we have a two-step process, and we don't require you to drive over here for both of those steps. We do one of the meetings online. Sometimes cases are resolved at that point. If the cases aren't resolved at that point, you have a meeting already pre-scheduled, and I will remind you of your date before you go today. Most of those are scheduled for May 19th. In fact, I would say they all are. So what I will tell you is, in a moment, I will start that breakout room. Ms. Warren will meet you in that breakout room. You'll get an invitation to join that room. And I'll go in the order that I identified people in the meeting. And I've got it. I will keep track of that, but I will let you know when you're next, okay? The other persons are here meeting with me. And I'm going to go ahead and initiate that process with Ms. Warren, and that's about to happen. And so Ms. Warren is about to get that invitation. And then her first person is Robert McDonald. And Mr. McDonald, you are about to receive an invitation to join that meeting. One thing to note is that when you go off to that meeting, don't leave from there and hang up. You need to come back into this meeting to finalize any paperwork or any understanding first. So I will excuse you at the end. From that meeting, you'll come back in this room. Okay, these are technically called rooms. Okay, so Mr. McDonald,
I go now, ma'am?
yes, click on the invitation. Yes, sir. Exactly right. You got it. Thank you. So I want to tell folks, when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. Mr. Chavez, I don't want to see your crotch. I'm going to go ahead and stop your video. We can try it again. It's not funny. And if you do it again, I will dismiss you from court. I've had enough of that. Yeah. Anyone thinking that's funny, you can leave now. And
Your Honor, I just put my phone on the table. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that.
Reason. I do not care the reason.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you'll stay off video until it's your turn.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I can.
It's not a conversation right now. I'm talking to y'all. I'm giving you legal information that can help you make a determination. I'm going to tell you now, if that's not valuable to you, you can just go pay your ticket. I assume people are on this meeting because they care about their, at least pocketbooks. Potentially, they care about their record and they want to know what's going on. I make an assumption that you're intelligent, okay? That's where I start. And you can move that one way or another, right? So pay attention to what you're doing and I will work with you, okay? Let me get back to what I was telling you. When you are given a ticket, okay, you are accused of something. That's what a ticket is. That's what how a Class C is instigated. So when you're given that ticket, you're being accused of something, and you are presumed to be not guilty. You can change that with a plea, or you can change that with a trial. Okay, a jury can find you guilty or not guilty. You can change your plea to guilty or no contest, but you're presumed to be not guilty. So when you're given a ticket, you're being given a formal notice of an accusation, which, by the way, had a court date on it, okay, which is important. When I ask for your plea, I'm asking for your answer or response to that accusation. And there are 3 options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. If you plead not guilty, you're just maintaining that innocence that the law already presumes. You're letting me know the direction you're trying to take, okay? That plea, not guilty, heads to trial, okay? The first stop is a Zoom meeting. The second stop is a live pretrial. We do 2 different things at those meetings. The first one is designed to be a little bit more convenient than having to come over to the court. And there are still health concerns and guidelines that we are following from the Supreme Court. Okay, so I've got that meeting going right now. The second option is if you plead guilty, which means I did it, or no contest, which means I'm not going to say I did or didn't do it. I'm just going to let you move my case forward into sentencing, Judge. I'm not objecting to it, basically. If you plead guilty or no contest, I'm going to start moving your case towards sentencing and completion. Now, along that path, there are still 4 ways to gain a dismissal of your ticket. And let me tell you how those work and what you can expect from the court, all right? Some cases can be dismissed for compliance. Let's say you're driving along, you have a light bulb out, officer stops you and says, "Why didn't you put on your blinker?" You say, "But I did." You do a little check with that officer and find out your light bulb's out. You put the blinker on, but the bulb isn't going, okay? Simple mistake. You didn't know, you intended the right thing, okay? State law says I can dismiss that ticket if you show up on time, it's repaired and you have proof, and you pay a $10 dismissal fee, okay? There are about 15 of those in the state law, and I'm not going to list them all and all the details for each one right now. My commitment to you is that if you have such a case, I will just move you through the dismissal process. All of those require that you be on time. So if you missed your court date, which was on your ticket, I'm not going to be able to do that dismissal process. The only exception is if on your court date you were hospitalized, okay? Or for military, you can prove to me that you were not in the country at that time and had no access to letters or emails, which that can happen. So you got to prove that to me. All right, so I will walk you through that. You are welcome to ask questions about it, but I'm not actually going to wait for the question. I'm just going to start lockstepping you into that dismissal because, again, I make presumptions like the one where I assume that people are going to behave intelligently. I also make the assumption that anyone who could get a dismissal would want one, okay? So I will assume that, all right? And I will just let you know. And if you think I missed something or you want to ask about it, you can ask, okay, when it's your turn. The second thing is if you qualify for a dismissal through a driver's safety course, okay? And again, you've got to pre-qualify, get it done on time, get it turned in to get the dismissal. I'll walk you through that process. If I see that you look qualified, I'll start trying to get all those qualifications met to let you know, hey, you could do this if you want to. Let me tell you a little bit about that. Every moving violation in Texas is eligible for that process. All tickets have a court cost and a fine. The court cost is set by state law. The fine is set by me as the judge of this court. In the driver safety course option, you pay the court cost. The fine, I just put that on hold. If you do the process, which is your record, the proper record, the class, the proper class, on time, I dismiss your ticket. Your fine goes away, I waive it. but you do have to pay those court costs up front. Those are not cheap. They range from about $135 to $165. And if you qualify, we have to figure out when you're going to be able to pay that. Okay. I cannot waive that because I have to send that to the state. Okay. That's their portion of each ticket. So be aware of that, and I will work with you if I can. Okay. If I reschedule you for that process, though, you can't come in late because you waive it. Okay. So if I schedule you to make that payment on, let's say, tomorrow, and then you see tonight, I can't do it, you don't just wait till you can. You come in tomorrow and you say, here's what's happened. This is why I can't. Could I have more time? And I will do my best to work with you. Okay. So I think you might be seeing a trend there, which is that if you show up as prepared as you can be, we will do our best to work with you. Okay. So that's the second way, and that's for moving violations, and it is the least expensive route. So again, I assume people want to know that they can take the least expensive route, right? If that's not you, you can tell me, no, I just want to pay it. And in fact, you don't have to be in the meeting most of the time if you're doing that. But I am assuming people are here for their best reasons, okay? Third thing, if you got another type of case that doesn't qualify for compliance or driver safety, you can ask for a deferred disposition. Now, deferred disposition means deferred, delay, disposition to make final. So I take your plea of guilty or no contest plus a request for a deferred. So guilty or no contest, judge, I'd like a deferred. That's how you do that. Okay, that's the secret. All right. And I've let you know about it, okay, up front. So what happens there is, Mr. McDonald, I'll be with you and Ms. Warren shortly. You ask for a deferred, and if I grant the deferred, then you go on what looks like probation, except there are no probation fees. We do have to sort out your fines and costs and how those are going to get paid. And also if there's a class or a record due, and we put that all into your deferred, it's written down. I will need your signature. Okay. And then at the end of the deferred, which is about 120 days or more, sometimes it's more, I then wind up dismissing your ticket. So that's a deferred process. You must request at the time of your plea or you waive it. Okay. So guilty or in a contest, but I'd like a deferred. You can, in a Class C court in Texas, ask the judge. You can also see if Ms. Warren would agree to one. She's not required to, but you can ask. Okay. And then your final way to gain a dismissal from the judge is if you do the teen court process, okay? And if you are a high school student, I will explore that option with you at the time. I'm not clear that we have high school students, but if you are one, I will note that as I get to your case and we will discuss it. Ms. Warren, Mr. McDonald, I'll ask you both to unmute. Thank you. And Ms. Warren, let me pull that file real quickly for Mr. McDonald and you, and then I'll be asking about your process. Okay, we have a single case without insurance accusation. Are we anywhere near a conclusion or are we heading to trial?
Your Honor, Mr. McDonald would like to keep this off his driving record, so he did take the deferred.
Okay.
He stated that he can bring a proof of his insurance today.
Yes, great.
And would like a payment plan.
Okay.
And he can make his first $93 payment on the 12th.
Okay, and so we would split that into the 3 payments?
Yes.
Okay. Just looking, Mr. McDonald, I will approve the state's recommendation. And I guess my next question is, you're going to bring that insurance today, is that right? Mr. McDonald, are you able to hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I sure can.
Yes, ma'am, I will be in there within an hour.
Okay. They can also, the clerks at the front desk can instruct you how to make payments online or by phone. You can always come by. We do have a COVID entry process happening right now, but you can get in, okay? You just call when you get here. We'll walk you through the steps, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
They'll have you sign your document. They'll receipt you that insurance, which Mrs. Warren is correct. I do require, and she does too. They can tell you how to do that first payment. Can I assume that a month from the 12th, you could make the second payment?
Yes, ma'am.
And then a month after, make the final payment?
Yes, ma'am. I anticipate probably having it the second and third payment together, but I don't know yet.
That would be fine. And, you're not going to get penalized if you're early.
Okay.
And so that would be 4/12, 5/12, and that's going to say June 14th because the 12th is a Saturday.
Right. Okay.
All right. And we'll have your order at the front desk. Ms. Warren, is it full insurance for the whole time? Is it 3 months? Is it 1 month?
For the whole time.
Okay. And Mr. McDonald, you understand that requirement?
No, ma'am. What? I didn't hear.
We want to have proof that you have insurance today, all the way through August 10th. Are you going to be able to show us that?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the front desk will receive that and put that in your file for your requirement to be met. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Do
Thank
you
you.
have any further questions?
No, you guys was great. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Warren.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Are you heading up now or later this afternoon?
I'll be there within the hour here shortly.
Okay. We'll look for you. Okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Oh. Yeah, he'll be fine. He can log back in. I think he was just going to tell me. I'd already clicked the button to release him. So the next person, Ms. Warren, that you have is actually Quentin Barnes. And I will invite Mr. Barnes now to that breakout room. Mr. Barnes, just accept the invitation. You'll come back in when that meeting is over. Okay, let me get my file organized for my next person. My order, I'll start with Tawny Stewart. Miss Stewart, I believe, just give me a quick moment to get ordered here. Give me just one more moment to organize the other files. Excuse me, just one minute.
Hello?
Yes.
Quiet, please. Okay. Just quickly, put your hand up if your name is Jessica Lopez. I'm not seeing Jessica Lopez. And I just want to confirm that I haven't missed. And the next person missing is Deshelle Richards. Mr. Richards, are you here? If so, put your hand up, or you alone unmute. So it's serious business, folks. If you say you're coming to court and you don't, what you wind up with is a warrant. Okay? And warrants are expensive. And if you're arrested, very inconvenient. Ms. Stewart, I'm going to ask you alone to unmute. And ma'am, I want to visit with you a little bit. Give me a moment while you're unmuting. I'm just going to review your case for a moment. We had an extension that was missed. Okay. So are we on a payment plan on her other charge? How are you, ma'am? Good morning.
I'm okay, ma'am. Good morning.
Good. I need to ask, what happened on your last court date? We had an extension.
I'm sorry, I came in, I wanted an extension on my driver's license because when I went to go get it, they didn't accept my birth certificate because it was damaged. So I had to go and order, I had proof of me ordering another birth certificate. I got it in. And it takes a long time to get another appointment for a license. So now I made another appointment, and my appointment is not until May 14th. So I was just asking for an extension until then,
Right. The program that we had you in for that was a local program. It wasn't state law, and it required that you be on time even to ask for that extension.
Yes.
And when you missed that date, you bumped yourself out of that program. Okay.
What do you mean by that?
Well, state law says, I'm going to explain, but you can't talk while I explain, or you'll
Yes,
cancel each other out. So state law is that if you are cited for no driver's license, that case cannot be dismissed, period. So extending you to get it, to dismiss it, normally wouldn't happen. We do it here because we have a local program that we have legally properly created to give our citizens a little more of a break, okay? But it requires that you be on time. So when you had a court date to come back, even though you weren't ready, when you didn't show up, you missed it. So I'm extending you again to get it, doesn't really, it's a waste of your time, okay? How are you pleading to that charge?
I'm guilty.
Okay. Now, are you requesting a deferred to keep it off your record? That's another method to keep it off your record.
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll make you get it, but I have a little more time to work with you, but you're going to have to meet your deadlines or be here if you can't to explain and get more time. You've got to show up. Okay. There's no way to work with someone who isn't here. I just simply can't work with an empty chair. Okay. So I will definitely give you another shot at it and work with you. Okay. Let me check the status of your other cases. Uh-huh.
Wasn't letting them accept that payment.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Do we have a method to get that paid? Like we're holding some information or we need her to come back?
They didn't put any notes of whether or not they're gonna call her
Okay.
to tell her when they can take that payment, or we can see. We actually haven't called, you know.
Okay.
She was on.
But she would have been on time for that.
Yes.
That wasn't her court date, though, was it?
No, she had an extension for the DL prior.
Okay,
So she came in yesterday.
to do both.
To do, take care.
Okay, we need to line her up a little bit better too. Okay, what is her payment plan look like? Are you still at Anderton Castings?
No, ma'am. I got laid off from there.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I said I'm
got-
sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. I just work a little job working 4 hours a couple days a week now. But I did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it really, you notice it, don't you? It cancels out. So you're looking for work, really, I would say. Right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for a reply back. I'm waiting for a reply back from another job. I did my urine and I'm waiting on my background check now. So I'm waiting to see how that goes.
Okay. I think you might qualify for community service, Ms. Stewart. Right now, what is your take-home income like?
It's only I haven't received a paycheck yet from this little second job.
What's your
I'm
hourly?
not sure yet.
What's your hourly wage?
$9 an hour right now, and it's only 4 hours. 4 hours, and I work like 4 days a week.
Okay. And I actually happen to know like what that turns into in terms of a paycheck. I don't think that you could make payments anymore right now. And I take you where you are right now. Okay. I also see, do you have any children at home?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm actually going to say that we're going to change everything over to community service, including on your deferred. Okay. And your central focus should be on getting that license.
I'm good.
First.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm on a video call with a judge.
Yeah. See how quickly people unmute themselves, and it really takes over your time with me. So, Ms. Stewart, and I mean, he didn't mean to. Here's what I'm going to tell you. We're going to do community service for both cases. Is there a way, can you come over lawfully over here today and sign this paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What time would be good for us to look for you? It's not a mandate, by the way.
I think I can make it in about an hour, hour and a half.
Okay, that's going to work fine. On your deferred, let me get those hours calculated. That's 9 hours. On your other case that you were paying on,
yes, ma'am,
that's 13 hours. Okay, so your order is going to say 22 hours. I'm going to give you until June 8th to get those hours in. You'll sign off for that paperwork today, as well as on your deferred. There'll be a list of places where you can do the work. It's not an exhaustive list. It's a starter list. There are instructions on the front, Ms. Stewart, that will tell you how to go about finding a place that will work with your schedule and what's going on with your life, okay? You get those hours turned in. I zero out your balance. On the same day that I'm looking for that, I'm looking for your license, okay? So if you don't have it, you still come in, turn your hours in, tell me what's going on about trying to get it, and I might be able to work with you. If you wait too long and you miss your deadline, I might not be able to work with you because we could run out of time.
Good, man. It's on me.
Okay.
Okay.
Patterson, please try to keep yourself muted. I've had to mute you several times. I know you're not doing it on purpose. Oh, okay, Ms. Stewart, we're going to have all that paperwork ready for you. Don't rush over. We've got the day to work on that, but I want to get your signature today, okay?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Do you have any questions?
So you said the payment that I had that I brought in yesterday, I don't have to do no more right now?
Not anymore. No, I've changed what we're doing because you've hit a hardship. Okay, and now that you've told me, I can take it into account. If you don't tell me, I wouldn't know, so
Yeah.
always stay in touch to communicate about your case, and we'll try to work with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Because it does no good for us to demand something that you can't actually do. It's not, that's unfairness, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I can't stay fair if I don't know, right?
Thank you.
Okay. So thanks for communicating, and let's just keep going in that direction, all right? Now, when you get here, you phone to get in, we'll walk you through getting in. Won't take you a lot of time. You'll have all your papers. Read them carefully and make sure you don't have questions. If a clerk can't answer a question, they can put you back in with a meeting with me, and I'll make sure you know what's going on. But it should be self-explanatory, but sometimes people come up with a question, and that's fine too. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Ms. Warren, thank you so much for waiting. And I think you've been talking with Mr. Barnes. Mr. Barnes, I'll ask you to unmute as well. And we just had a single case of a stop sign charge. Are we near a resolution, or are we heading to trial?
Yes, Your Honor, we have resolved the case. Mr. Barnes would like to do a deferred. He
Okay.
can pay today, and
Okay.
there is no class.
Right. Yeah. And so is that a 90-day deferred
Yes.
since he's paying today? Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Warren. Mr. Barnes, you're going to be by today. When should we look for you?
When's as soon as I can come?
Well, you can come now. We'll try to have your paperwork ready. You might need to exert some patience while we get it ready for you, but you can head on over. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay. Thank you. We'll see you shortly.
Am I free to log out of the meeting?
I'm going to remove you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's a deferred he's paying today. So you don't need the rest of this. And then Ms. Warren, your next person is Maricela Hernandez. And Ms. Hernandez, I'll be sending you an invitation to that breakout room. Just remember that you're coming back into this courtroom at the end. Thank you, Ms. Warren. And so I am moving to talk to Michelle Ricks. And Ms. Ricks, I saw you on here twice. That's fine. Do we need both?
I don't know how to get the video back on.
So I'm going to remove one of you. Okay.
Okay.
Your video is on. All right.
Okay, we didn't know.
Because the echo is because you're in here twice. There you go. Okay. Now we see the echo went away. It's just like magic, isn't it? So it's how the technology works. And if you've got competing devices, they just try to resolve the conflict, but they all take it in at a different rate. And so we want it with an echo, right? So we lost the echo. That's good news. Okay. So here we are, and we're actually here for Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
I'm glad you're here with Mom. Let me look at your case for just a moment. Everything indicates that you're on time, but let me just look. The case manager reviewed your file as well, the juvenile case manager, because you are a student. We would look at teen court for your offenses. Give me just a moment.
I don't know.
Okay, so I have a guilty plea on, let me just go back through these, okay? Because it's a little confusing what happened here. On this, the no driver's license charge, February 8th, okay? That one has fines and costs of $181. How are you pleading to that charge? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? And I should say, you're 15. Do you understand the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm pleading guilty.
Okay. Now, there is another charge called an unsafe speed for conditions, and it doesn't mean that you were speeding, okay? It means that you had some sort of accident and you weren't able to control the vehicle, all
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And that has fines and costs of $244. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Okay. And then we have a duty when we have any kind of collision to stop and give information to the other party. And you were cited for not doing so. And that's called failing to stop and give information. The fines and costs are $269. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Okay. And let me just read through what you've told me here. And then I'll talk to you about the recommendation. So you've pled guilty, but I just want to make sure you understand the officer didn't write you for speeding, but it is a natural confusion. Lots of people have that question. I honestly wish the state would rename that offense because it's confusing to people, but you weren't cited for speeding. It's called unsafe speed because it means that you were unable to maintain control of the vehicle.
Okay.
Given that it was moving at all, right? So do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I wanted to answer that question. I saw that you had it. And you have twin children. Is that right?
Ma'am,
You
I'm
have
sorry.
twin-
I'm taking care of my son.
Right.
Ma'am,
You
I didn't
have
know.
babies. You have twin
Yes,
babies? Okay. So right now, no income. And you're in high school?
Yes,
Okay. And who watches your kids while you're in school?
the daycare.
Okay. When I was in school, they had a daycare in the school. Do they still do that?
It's at another building.
Okay. What I would order is teen court. Now with teen court, there is a fee on each case of $20. So that's $60. Can you pay? Can you pay the $60?
I'm sorry, I paid the $30 already.
Okay, I'm sorry. I did take it down to 10. Are we in a teen court order? Not yet, right? Yeah, I actually lowered their teen court fees to $10, and the mother, I remember Ms. Ricks, the mother
Yes, ma'am.
already paid it. And there is a note in the file. I just hadn't run into it yet because I'm
Okay.
juggling multiple things. I'm not really clear, Ms. Ricks, that you're going to be able to get a permit because you're 15, right? So normally I require that you get the permit. Have you looked into it?
Yes, ma'am. I got her signed up for the driving class, and she starts April 26th. And
You
I
know-
have the papers. I have the papers that I got her signed up, so I can give to y'all too.
That's good. Do you know when we could complete the class?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I get my license. I
No,
get
your
I
permit.
get my permit I should the first week of May.
Okay. So I'm going to say then I would look for your permit May 12th is a Wednesday? 13th. May 11th. Okay, May 11th.
Okay.
Take care.
So that's going to be getting your permit. Do you have any sense, did insurance take care of the accident, Mom?
Did the insurance take care of the accident?
Yes.
I believe they did.
You would get a letter from your insurance company saying they're accepting responsibility for your unlicensed driver.
I did not get a letter.
Okay. Has the other party initiated a proceeding to try to get their, did you hit another vehicle, Michelle?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's a lot. She said that the other vehicle hit her, and she stopped and she didn't see the other vehicle anywhere in sight where the accident happened, and she came home.
Mhm.
And that's how it happened.
Yeah. I don't know. And you don't
Yeah,
either.
I don't know how everything happened either.
Okay, so we're moving into teen court, or she wants a trial because she's contesting what happened?
We can go to teen court.
Okay.
We're gonna go
Then
ahead
my
and
question back to you is, how is the damage to the other person's vehicle being taken care of, because you have been cited for this accident, not them.
I don't know anything about the other person's vehicle. They did not get in contact with us or anything.
Did you provide them with your insurance? Because you were cited for not doing that, right?
We never spoke to the other person.
The other person
Did you give
involved,
it to the law enforcement officer?
yes, I did.
Did you provide him with your insurance?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Can we see that in the report? This is that one case, right? The officer has some kind of report. Who's our officer? Okay. He's a very thorough officer most of the time. I just assume y'all looked at it for the recommendations, but let's try to pull that. We also have a class for you to take online. It is a life skills class about decision making.
Yes, ma'am.
You will have to pay for that class. It's $50, right? $60. And I would have that. Let's make everything due on one date, which is June 8th. I'm going to change the due date on your permit to June 8th and your life skills class to June 8th. You can turn those things in earlier as you get them. Okay. Let me get proof of insurance. And there's an essay. It's 3 pages, and we'll give you directions for that.
Take them.
That's 4 things: getting your permit, residing, giving proof to us, your class, proof of insurance, and an essay based on a series of videos that you will watch about safety. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all are going to come up and sign that paperwork this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
No, she's gonna need a note for school for this.
You can get one when you come up, and they'll say you were here all morning. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all probably need to head on over pretty soon. Within
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Does that make sense? I followed Naomi's recommendation, but minus the proof. I just want to get the insurance. We'll make it available to the other party because it doesn't sound like anything's been filed. But we'll provide it to Petty John, and he can let the party know. They may file them or not. I don't think they were able to yet because they didn't know. All right, and so Ms. Warren, on the Hernandez case, and Ms. Hernandez, I can ask you now to unmute and also start your video. Are we looking at resolution on the assault by contact charge?
Your Honor, Ms. Hernandez did say she wants to enter a no contest plea, and we had issues with figuring out how she would pay.
Okay.
So I will let you talk to her about that.
Okay, and so we're just moving forward with a straight case.
Deferred, yeah.
Sorry?
Well, it's deferred. I apologize. I didn't say that, did I?
Not yet.
Deferred, yeah, and a no contest.
Okay, are you requiring a class in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Your next party up is Jonathan Jennings, or John Jennings, and Mr. Jennings. I'll find you here in a second and send you that invitation. There we go. And just remember, you're coming back into this room when you've completed that process. Ms. Warren, thank you. Okay, Ms. Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the information you're providing is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. And let me just look at your income. You're working at Whataburger,
Yes, ma'am.
and y'all are paid what day of the week?
Every Monday.
On your rent, do you share a place with others?
No. I mean, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I live with somebody.
Okay. So I've got your portions of those bills. Is that right?
I believe so. Not really. Yeah.
Okay. So I can, why are we at 8:32? We went through, is it still a warrant today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And just a moment. Let me look at the breakdown on the pie chart up at the top, please. Let's go to, no, please just go to the pie chart. It's faster for me to see what I need. Thank you so much. Okay. I will reduce that fine to 200. The other fees have to be met. Is there, I don't see a collection fee, but it may be in the local fee. Yeah, there are collection fees. Right, those will do those recalculate, or do we have to recalculate them? I think we do. Okay. Ms. Hernandez, stay there. I'm doing a reduction. And I'll get a total shortly and come back to you, okay?
So my monthly income recently
Yes.
just got changed due to my mental health. I was out of work, so I wasn't able to actually reach the amount where I'm now. My hours got lowered in my job. So the paperwork that you do have on file
Hold
doesn't
on just
reach to what I make a month now.
Okay,
And this
well,
recently happened within 2 weeks. So like I know it says like I make maybe 900 a month, which
right,
I don't even make that no more. I probably make half of that.
okay. Well, I can't go on bad information and
That's
make a
fine.
good
That's
decision.
fine. That's fine. Just go
So
off of what you can.
no, please don't override me and talk. I'm gonna need you to update this. You think it's unfair for me to update it and look at your circumstances?
No, you're fine. You can go ahead and just keep on going. Doing what you're
No,
doing, man.
I'm not going to. You've given me different information. I need to get you to update this. Hold on just a moment. We'll do that. You may qualify for a different option. Okay? Take a deep breath because you're getting upset at me for helping you. I'll be right back. Just stay right there. Okay. Excuse me, I'll just take it down a notch, please. Ms. Warren? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. On this, let me
I was going to tell you, Your Honor, that I have trouble with Mr. Jennings. We did not do the pretrial because his volume isn't working.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll sort that out with him, and if we can fix it, we will. I'm going to move you forward with Earl Patterson.
Okay.
Mr. Jennings, hold on just a moment. I'll try to work on that with you. Mr. Patterson, you're being given an invitation to join the meeting, okay? Remember to come back in when you're done. Somebody is unmuted. It's very intense. Okay. Mr. Jennings, try to unmute for me. Okay. Not hearing you at all. I've got you turned all the way up. Have you tried your volume button? Yes? Okay. Why don't I suggest this? And sometimes it works. I'm going to remove you from the meeting and ask you to log back in. Okay. Let's try that. You're not going to lose your place. Okay. But let's try a different approach and see if it helps. So you'll be bounced out, but Don't just click back on it. Close down, open back up, and try that. I would actually suggest rebooting everything and trying. Also, in the instructions that we sent you, there was a link to Zoom for you to check out everything and see if it worked. Were you able to do that beforehand? Okay, because sometimes they can troubleshoot you as well. I'll look for you to come back in. Don't rush. We have a few people to see. See if you can get clear that Zoom is letting this happen or that you don't have, a permissions issue. And then if you feel like you resolve it, log back in. If you can't resolve it, log back in anyway. And I'll see you and I'll move over to work with you shortly. Okay. Okay. We're going to keep trying to work with you. Okay. All right. Miss Hernandez.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm trying to work with you. Okay. And I know it's frustrating because now you've hit something you didn't anticipate.
It's only frustrating, man, because for the simple fact, I don't remember doing that. If I would have known I did this assault, I would have taken care of this a long time ago.
I don't know all of the
I don't know what happened. I don't know how it got there. I know I had an altercation with somebody. Me and this person had
that
words.
can do it.
We had words.
Okay, what you're doing is trying to argue your case to me. If you don't want to solve it through the deferred, you don't have to. You can go to trial and contest it. You have the right to do that. What you can't do is try to force me to see your side of it in this setting. It's improper for me to do that. I'm the judge on your case. If I listen to one side and not the other, it's improper. I'm not doing my job. So I put you on mute because if you were in court, I'd be telling you to stop talking. And if you couldn't manage that, I'd be holding you in contempt. Okay? Nobody gets to argue their side without anybody else who is interested in the outcome being able to hear. It's improper. Now, I don't mind following this deferred. I don't mind looking at community service. But I do mind you saying, I'm pleading no contest, and now I'm going to try to get found not guilty and argue with you about it. We're putting that to rest. If you don't feel like you can do that, let's just schedule your trial. You think about it for a few minutes. I'll come back to you in a few minutes because other people are waiting.
Just continue what you got to do.
If you keep overriding and trying to unmute yourself and talk to me, I'm going to kick you out of the meeting. Now I'm going to move forward and I'll get back to you shortly. But I'm moving to Mary Holmes, who's been patiently waiting.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Ms. Holmes, likewise, I'm going to ask you to start your video.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So there is a charge of speeding. It's for March 26th. How are you pleading to the charge?
Okay, I did explain to the officer.
So there are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. How are you pleading to the charge?
Guilty.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. We're moving forward with sentencing. Are you paying this in full today? It's $264.
I was trying to see,
It's a yes or no. Are you paying it all today or not?
Can I do no contest?
Yes. Are you paying this today in full or not?
Can I get a deferred?
I am asking you a question. You think that you're going to ask me a question instead, but this is not my case and I'm not being sentenced. I am sentencing you. Now, you've pled no contest. You've asked for a deferred. And because you have refused to fill out the paperwork that allows me to do anything other than demand payment today, I'm asking, are you paying this all today or not?
Yes, but I never got any other type of paperwork when I went in.
Yeah, it's this paperwork right here, which you did start to fill out and didn't finish.
Oh.
You're paying this in full today? Are you paying this in full today?
Yes.
Okay. And you've requested a deferred. Now, in Texas, because you're 22, I can grant a deferred, but you will have to do a driver safety course. That's going to be due no later than June 8th. I'll grant your deferred. You have to come up today and sign your paperwork. You have to come up today and get your paperwork done and make your payment.
Okay.
That will keep it off your record.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Think about who you're speaking with and where you are next time, okay? Because I almost didn't grant your deferred because I wasn't sure that I could even count on you to do the things you say, okay? Now I've granted it.
But I wasn't being
Please,
rude.
please get your class in on time. We'll look for you today. Roughly when would you head over?
I can head over right now.
Okay. They'll work with you at the front desk. Stay respectful and polite to staff. They work hard, okay? She's paying today. I don't need her to fill it out, but she does have to have a class. Wow. Okay, we'll see you shortly. Give me one moment. I'm going to see how Mr. Jennings is doing. Mr. Jennings, it's trying to connect to your audio. Let's see how we manage. I'll just kind of monitor that. Sometimes it takes a bit. Oh, now I'm going to ask you to unmute. Let's see how we're doing.
Can you hear me now?
Bingo, solved it.
I had to
Okay.
get some headphones.
Yes, perfect. So the next event is Ms. Warren. When she comes back in, you'll actually move to her next person. Okay. We'll jump you back on. Problem solved. Okay, great. I'll leave you muted till then. Okay. Thank you. Lexus Thomas, you're next working with me. I'm going to ask you to start your video. And while you're doing that, give me a moment. I need to work through looking at your case.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I can. Hold on just a moment. Okay. There is a charge from October 23rd of 2019, and it has fines and costs of $430.17. It's driving with an invalid license. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Okay. There is also a no insurance charge from that same date. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
And then there is finally, no, that is the final one, just the two. Double checking. Okay, looking at your income, give me just a quick moment. And ma'am, if you could raise your right hand. I need to be able to see you on the screen, please. Do you swear or affirm that the information you're providing is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Does your employer know you're in the meeting right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have two children. Are you the only income to your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you receiving any food stamps?
No, ma'am.
Any child support?
No, ma'am.
Is it ordered?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone else living with you in the home besides your two children?
No, ma'am.
You did not put an amount on your application for payments. How much can you pay today?
I wouldn't be able to make it in today, but I can make a payment tomorrow of 100.
Okay, are you paid every Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and tomorrow you're paying 100?
Yes, ma'am.
I still have to get your signature today, okay? And when you come by to sign, can you come before 5?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then can you come during your lunch break?
I work in Georgetown.
I understand, but I've got to get your signature today to recall your warrants.
No, ma'am.
I can allow you to do it tomorrow, but I won't be able to recall the warrants till you do, okay?
Okay.
You're paying $100 tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
$50 every 2 weeks is a minimum, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And what time are you coming in tomorrow?
What time do y'all open?
8.
I'll be there at 8:30.
Okay. You can always pay early.
Okay.
Just don't go late, because if you get warrants on all these cases, you will wind up with a lot more fees, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you find you can't make a payment, or if you lose income or something happens, you have a duty to let us know, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Of course, I was just about to ask if you had questions.
Can you tell me I felt like I had a ticket like last year. Would you be able to tell me that in the year of 2020? Or
Yes.
was the one in the 2019 my most recent one?
I can tell you if it was with me, and there'll be a printout of everything tomorrow when you come in, but you have
Okay.
significant cases with us that are unpaid.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you've defaulted on a payment plan before, and I'm giving you another chance.
Yes, ma'am.
An unrestrained child charge, that has a 0 balance. A speeding charge has a balance. It's a 2015 ticket. The balance right now here is 504.45. There's an invalid license charge from 2018. The balance is 553.67. There's a false statement to obtain credit. The balance is 665.47. And then a 2011 charge, that one is zeroed out. A 2015 charge violating the promise to appear has a balance of 596.70. Those plus your current tickets are all included in your payment plan. It's probably part of the hold on your license. And in your information for tomorrow, if you can look at the screen, I've got a packet for you about how to get an occupational license to lawfully drive while you're in the position that you've put yourself in, so that you can lawfully drive. If you follow the state, this is from DPS. If you follow their packet, you could probably get a lawful way to drive, and then slowly kind of carve your way out of this problem, okay?
Okay.
All right. More questions?
No, ma'am.
One of the things that you can do when you read that packet is it'll explain to you how to go look at anything outstanding that's holding your ability to get a license. And you can contact those courts if you have other courts. It'll show you how to find that information and who to contact, okay?
Okay.
So you can start running this down, because it isn't going to go away until you do what you did with me today, which is to show up and take care of it, okay?
Right.
All right, so stay on track, stay on your plan with me, and then get on a plan with DPS, okay?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye. Thank you. Ms. Warren, I'm about to be right with you. Thank you. Okay. And Mr. Patterson is who you were working with, I think, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And we had just the one case on no insurance that had a warrant. Is that right?
That's right.
We have a payment plan on everything else. Is there a resolution? Or are we heading to trial?
There is a resolution, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Patterson does have proof of insurance. I'm going to offer him a deferred. He has proof through August, so I will accept that. His payment is $430, and he has issues with payment.
Right. I'll work with him on payment. I'm in connection with that. I'll grant the deferred if I can physically get there. In other words, we've got outstanding balances.
Okay.
And I've got to kind of check all that. So I will, if I'm able to follow the deferred in a reasonable way, I will. And Mr. Patterson, what that means is I've got to have a longer conversation with you. I've taken Ms. Warren's recommendation and I'll do my best to follow it if I'm able. And we'll know that shortly, but I'm going to advance her forward. Mr. Jennings has solved the problem that he was having. At least there he is. And so we're going to move him back into that meeting. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Patterson.
Yes,
Let me look at your income information with you on the line. Raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the information you're providing is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you working at this time?
No, ma'am.
And just you're receiving Social Security, is that correct?
I do have, I'll be honest, I do have a little handyman business.
I'm sorry, you what?
I do have a little handyman business, but it's kind of slow because of the COVID epidemic.
Okay. Is he on, what is his payment plan like on his other case? And is it on time? Do you receive food stamps? Does anyone in your home receive them?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. Do you receive utility assistance?
No, ma'am.
Are any other adults living in the home with you?
I live with my sister.
Okay. Is it her home or your home?
I am on the lease.
Sorry?
It's an apartment.
Okay. So y'all are together on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I understand. What's he paying right now? Okay, gotcha. How long do you have on that car title loan?
I think I still have about 3 months, 3 to 4 months.
Okay. Do you commute? I mean, you put $30 a month for gas. Is that realistic for you? It could be. I just wondered.
I think it's a little more.
Okay. I don't mind agreeing with that. That's just a bit lower than I would imagine for most folks. Okay. So what I'm seeing is you're able to make payment, but it needs to be low. So I'm going to do a reduction on your case first to try to get you to that deferred that the state kindly recommended for you. Okay. On the failed to maintain financial responsibility. Actually, I'm really not seeing him getting there with all the fees that got added. I'm going to order community service on that case. On that case, I'm actually going to order community service. And that is going to come to 22 hours of community service. Okay.
Okay.
That's due June 8th. I'll need to get your insurance today, and I'll need to have you sign for the hours as well as signing your deferred today. All right. You're going to come over and do that?
You say 22 hours?
Yes, but we're going to put that in. We're going to put that in writing, but you're going to need to come over to, sir, you're going to need to come over today to sign that. Okay.
All right.
Okay. On your other two cases, you entered into a payment plan that I don't think is going to be realistic. And I'm going to lower that payment plan to $25 a month instead. Can you make that payment was due yesterday, but it was $75. Can you make the $25 payment today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll get you back on track so you don't get another warrant on that. Warrants can't be reduced. They're $50 each time. It's just not a good idea, okay? You're paid your Social Security what day of the month?
The third.
The third?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're gonna collect it today when you come by, but then it's always going to be on the third. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When will you head over?
What time the course close?
We close at 5.
About 4.
Okay. Head on over around 4 and we'll have all your paperwork at the front. Okay?
Okay. Question?
Yes.
When I was went last month to court, the lady told me I had 2 warrants.
Right. You had 3. We pulled 2 out and put those on a payment plan, those 2 cases. Your third case is this one. We pulled that warrant and put you on the pretrial docket. Yeah. We're resolving everything. Everything is moving to resolution as long as you do the things you just said you would do.
Yes, ma'am. But I want to know what was the first one for.
What about it?
I just wanted to know what was it for.
For not showing up or paying on time, one or the other.
What year was this?
Let me get it back. Hold on. I just handed your paperwork off to a clerk to get ready for you. Okay. So you had a case in 2007.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop, stand, or parking in a prohibited area.
Yes, ma'am.
It had fines and costs of $282.10.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you had a no insurance charge from February 25th of 2021. That I don't think that went to warrant. In fact, it did not. And then you had a no insurance charge from January 17th of 2020. And that case is this one, and it had gone to warrant.
Yes, ma'am. But on the first one,
yes,
I came to court and I told the judge that I needed time before I could come back to court because I was scheduled for surgery.
Yeah.
Okay. Surgery went bad.
Okay.
And I was hospitalized for 6 months after they did surgery.
Okay.
The day that I supposed to be went in and came right out, I woke up 3 days later out of a coma.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't appear in court on the first one.
Right, but okay, so here's kind of how I see that, and I'm just trying to pull your file. It's an old file. Hold on. On that parking where prohibited. When was your coma?
This was in 2007.
Okay. So I'm just looking at when I reissued that warrant. Hold on just a moment. Yeah, so I reissued that warrant in June of 2020. And it's my opinion that between 2007 and 2020, you probably could have written a letter or come to court. So I issued.
Okay. Well, when I got out of rehab, because I went to the Cotton White rehabilitation.
So here's my position on all of this.
Okay.
If you're unable to drop a letter, make a phone call or send an email, prove that to me, and then prove that it was on the day that I issued that warrant. On the day that you were required to be here. Because I normally waited 3 months at that time. Now, 2007, okay, but I issued your warrant in 2020, sir. And in my opinion, you had plenty of time to communicate with me. And I would encourage you to stay in touch with us and not go to warrant again. Because all it does is drive up your cost and subject you to potential arrest. Now, I can't make you understand that and agree. I'm just going to tell you that's the law and I have to follow it, and I will push you to follow it however you choose. You know, you can work with us and make it easier for yourself, or you can make it do the hard thing and make it harder. And that's just a choice people make. Okay. I get things happen, but in reviewing my file, I don't think we did anything that was untoward or unfair. And you're getting the benefit of a deferred today. So I'm just not really thinking that there's a lot to complain about, but you may see it differently. But that's my answer. It's not going to change. Do you have any further questions?
No, ma'am.
We'll see you later today, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. On the Jennings case, Ms. Warren, I do want to hear from you. And are we moving to resolution or are we moving to trial?
Resolution, Your Honor. Mr. Jennings intended a no contest plea.
Oh.
So I just explained
on all three?
On all three.
Okay.
So I explained to him what that entails, and he does have issues with payment.
Okay. It's checked not guilty on all of them. So if we've changed that plea, that's fine. And let's move forward. I don't have payment income information, so it's kind of impossible for me to make a determination there. Mr. Jennings, do you have the ability to receive an email, print it, fill it out, and send it back to me this morning?
Yes, ma'am, I should.
Okay. We're going to email that to you. You print it, fill it out, email it back, and let me know when you've emailed it back by putting your hand up, or there's a little reaction button. You can raise your hand there. That's what that looks like.
Oh,
okay.
I won't be able to do it right now. I don't have a printer.
Oh, that's why I asked if you could do it now. Okay, I'll reschedule you for next week. And in the meantime, we'll email it to you, or you can swing by and get copies of it from the clerk. Okay. Now I'm going to need you to sign off on the reset. So you're going to have to come over and sign that, and maybe just fill the paperwork out while you're here, and they'll schedule you for another hearing, and I'll review the financial part with you next week. Okay.
Okay. Yes,
that's
ma'am.
easily done. Just when will you be heading over?
Today or tomorrow. I'll have to ask my neighbor for a ride.
I'm going to need you to do it today.
Okay. Well, I'll some today then.
Yeah. Get income info. Okay, we'll do that. Anytime today is good. We close at 5.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Warren, I'm moving forward with you and Craig Chavez. Mr. Chavez, just keep it appropriate on the video. And I realize it was some kind of mistake, but be mindful of where you are. You're going to receive an invitation to go to the breakout room. Go ahead and accept it. Okay, I'm moving forward with Julia Williams. And ma'am, if you could unmute and we'll visit.
Hello.
Good morning, ma'am. There is a disregarding an official traffic control device. The fines and costs, if you pay them, are $234. How are you pleading to the charge?
No contest.
Okay. And looking at your income situation, it looks like, do you receive the child support on time every month?
No, ma'am.
Okay. How behind is it?
He's ordered to pay 110 a week. Sometimes he pays 110, sometimes he doesn't.
Okay.
The last payment I received was March 25th, which
So
meant I would have received another one the week after that, and I didn't. So that means he hasn't paid since the 25th.
I understand.
But
So
he's
it's off. Listen, is it a fair statement to say it's often behind and unreliable?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know how to contact the Attorney General?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But what he does is they say he has to be 30 days behind. So he waits to the last and then
Yeah,
he'll
I
make
get
it.
it. I get it. I know
But
exactly what's happening.
but in November, regarding this situation,
Yeah.
I had spoke with someone, and the lady, I was explaining to her about taking the driver's course.
Yes.
So she had said if I mailed in the money because of the corona, if I mailed in the money order for $144 and some change. And she
Right.
said that once I mailed in the money order and once the court received it, then they would send me a letter to tell me how to do it online because I couldn't come in. But I never received that letter. And then I received a letter told me to come to court. So when I went to court, I took them the copies of the money order receipts and where I sent them from. But they're still saying they never got the $144 money order that I
No,
sent.
we didn't get it.
I don't know.
I don't mind. I mean, here's the thing. I don't have a way to credit you for that money,
Yes, ma'am.
but I can give you another chance to get signed up to do that. My option for you actually with your situation financially, Ms. Williams,
Yes,
would
ma'am.
be to order community service and allow
Thank
you to do a deferred, which would still keep
Thank
it off your record.
Thank you.
And that turns into 12 hours of
Yes.
community service. And it would be due, I'm actually going to give you some time to do that. You have small children, not too small, just one.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
June 8th is your due date.
Okay.
I need you to come over and sign off on your paperwork today.
Okay, I can be there within the next hour.
That'll work just fine. Okay.
Yes, I
Let's
sure
get you back
appreciate
on.
it so much.
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes things happen. Now, with a lost money order, I don't have any control over that. But what I will tell you is if you have receipts, sometimes you can get that money back from the place where you bought it.
Yes, ma'am.
Might be handy right now if you were able to do that, because I can see you're struggling. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But as far as here, legally, I'm determining that you have currently right now the inability to pay. And therefore, I'm ordering community service. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. And then you just get the paperwork today, and it'll tell you how to do your community service, the places in the local area that I know are friendly to it.
I sure appreciate it
Get
so
it
much.
lined up, get it turned in,
Yes,
sign
ma'am.
off on that deferred today. It will keep it off your record and don't get any more tickets. Okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And thank you again so much.
Yes, Miss Williams. You take a
You
deep
got-
breath. Okay.
Yes,
you will
ma'am.
get to the next thing that will be an improvement. Okay.
Thank you so much. You have a good
Sometimes people go do their community service and find that it really helps them kind of get focused again. Okay. So
Yes.
try to
Thank you.
try to get something out of it if you can. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. She'll come on over. She's a deferred community service. You got it. Okay. Ms. Warren, thank you. And with Mr. Chavez, you can unmute so we can hear you. And Ms. Warren, are we heading to trial or resolution?
Resolution, Your Honor. He
Okay.
also intended a no contest once you explain, folks kind of get the understanding.
Yeah.
So he does want to keep this off his record on a no contest.
Yes.
And he can pay today on a deferred. He is out of town and would like to get the paperwork remotely if it's possible.
Yeah, we can send it as long as he can get it back. Yes, Mr. Chavez, that will work.
Good. Yes, ma'am.
You can also call in payment. You don't have to make the trip, and you can pay online. It's the same
Yep.
difference.
That's perfect.
You can call the clerk's desk and make payment, or you can pay online and print your receipt out where you are. The clerk can answer questions about how to do that, or you can go on to our website and do that.
May I speak, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, whatever's easiest, I'll take care of it. If I need to sign papers, I'll just have to print those out and fax them back to you guys, and then I can go ahead and take care of it.
Okay, you'll be on a deferred for, I believe, is it 90?
Yes, Your Honor.
A 90-day deferred, and you just can't get reticketed during that
It's easy
time,
enough.
okay? All right, we'll send that over to you probably within an hour. We'll get that sent over to you, okay?
Sounds good. And I'll have that by close of business today. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. He's 90-day deferred. And Ms. Warren, moving you forward, advancing you forward to Mr. Anderson.
Okay.
And Mr. Anderson, you'll receive an invitation to the breakout room, okay?
Yes, I think I'm here.
No, you're about to receive that invitation now. Mr. Quinney, you've been patiently waiting. And it's finally your turn. Thank you. Let me just look at your case. Give me a moment because you've got a number of things. Let's see. Okay. We have an expired driver's license charge from May 29th of 2019. The fines and costs are at $297.57. How are you pleading to that charge?
No contest.
Okay. And then a driving while license invalid charge, and that is a current one, April 2nd of 2021. The fines and costs are $281. How are you pleading to that charge?
Contest.
Sorry?
No contest.
Thank you. And then we have outstanding balances on a multitude of warrants. Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me just a moment to look at your financial information that you've provided. Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the information that you're providing is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God? Thank you. There we go on Ms. Williams. And that's Mr. Chavez when you get a chance. And just give me a moment. Any other adults living in the home with you? Any children living in the home? Do you have children?
Yes, they're grown.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
They're grown.
Grown. Oh, good
Yeah.
heavens. I thought you said they were gone and I just felt terrible. I felt terrible for a minute there. Okay. You're kind of on the borderline of really struggling to pay. I know your income is fixed. I think the best way to approach your case is going to be to do some significant reductions and do payment. Have you thought about an amount you could pay each month that would be workable?
I don't. Whenever I'm short, my mother gives me the money. So I don't know.
Talk to me about your disability.
I had a stroke and I have a heart arrhythmia, and it prevents me from doing any work.
Okay. If I order community service, it would be subject to doctor approval. I would need you to talk to your physician and get permission to do it. Do you see a physician regularly? Is there a routine kind of visit
Every
schedule
6 months.
6 months? When are you due to see that physician again?
I think it's gonna be about, I can request a thing and so I
Okay.
can, yeah.
What I think we'll do, I'm gonna change my opinion on this. I think it's gonna be, I think there are hidden things going on with the income situation. Oh, you know what? And I didn't include the vehicle. He is indigent. So what I do at this point, since I don't have what I need to take into account possibly waiving that service, what I do is I go ahead and order it, but I give you a big window of time to do it, to give you time to meet with your physician to talk to him or her about getting either a waiver to me, something in writing saying, hey, this person really can't do it. That'll allow me to pull your warrants out. And then once you can get me a note from your doctor saying that you're not able to do it or what you can or can't do, then I can look at, whether you just need more time, you need less hours, or I need to waive it. Okay. So I do need you to sign for it. Is there a way, can you come over today?
Yes, ma'am.
Due date is 7/8. I'm going to give you till July to either do some hours or meet with your physician who might tell me that you can't. Okay. Okay. So come by and we'll have a list of places. But I think from what you've described, you really should talk to your physician before you try to do any of it. Okay. And then if he or she says yes, then you can look at what to do. But wait for that mother may I from that doctor. Okay. And if the answer is you may not, then have him or her give you it. Sometimes it's just on a prescription pad, it's just a note that says, this is why this person can't do this, and I'll take that under advisement, but I need that note no later than July 8th. That's a lot of time, but I don't know what that person will say. You may get in next week and they say, sure, but only do 3 hours a week. And, you start plugging away, you might need more time to get it done. So by the July deadline, either I've got a doctor's note excusing you, or I've got some hours and you tell me, how it's going. Okay. And then I might need to lower the number of hours or whatever. Okay. Either way. All right. Do you have any questions? Can you come by today before, too long here? Okay. We'll have it all at the front for you. And I'm going to include a packet about how to get your license back. Okay. And maybe somebody can help you with that too. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's give him a packet too. I've got these little packets. Just handing them out because folks like him, they'll never get their license back if they don't get the book on it. Good. Here's on Chavez. This one I'll be right with you. And that's on Chavez. Thank you. Okay. And so you and Mr. Anderson, having spoken, are we moving to resolution or moving towards trial?
Yes, Your Honor. We are moving to resolution.
Okay.
Mr. Anderson will pay today. He has a CDL. I did offer a reduction to $50 in exchange for his plea of no contest.
Okay, so a reduction of the fine to $50?
Yes.
Okay.
And he will pay the full costs.
Okay, we'll do that reduction. And Mr. Anderson, are you coming by to do payment or are you doing payment online?
I'll be by in half an hour or so.
Okay, we'll probably get it done by then. The reduction. You
Okay.
don't want to pay it until the reduction's done because then we won't be able to do the reduction. So
I hear you. Yes, ma'am.
When you get here, they should have a copy of that reduction and they can hand it to you and then you'll be able to do that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Warren. And let me remove him. And Ms. Warren, I'm then moving you forward with Kenneth Brown. And he is here, I think. Mr. Brown, are you here? I'm asking that you unmute. When you meet with us, we'll need to be able to see you. So just your chest up, okay? And I'm
Yes, ma'am.
sending you, hi, sir. I'm going to send you
All
to
right.
that breakout room, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Okay. After that, I need to talk with Ms. Hernandez. And Ms. Hernandez, hopefully you're there and we can work a little bit further together if you're able. Ma'am, have you decided, do you want to just schedule this for trial? Or do you want to move forward with the deferred offer from the state?
We can just do the deferred offer.
Okay, so I have to ask you a few questions, okay? Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the information you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you
Yes.
God?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you working?
Whataburger.
Okay. The last paycheck that you received, was it it wasn't a full paycheck, is that right?
No, ma'am, it wasn't. It was probably maybe $150.
Okay. And does that look like that's kind of going to be standard for now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you pending or collecting disability?
No, ma'am.
Are you looking for additional work? Is that a fair statement?
No, ma'am. Due to my mental health, they want me to work only 25 hours a week.
And just help me know, who is they?
MHMR, I'm sorry.
Okay, gotcha. Are you looking at getting food stamps?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Have you replied yet?
No, ma'am, I'm getting to it today. Today's the only day I've had off, and since they let me go and then everything else hit me at one time. So I've been trying to get it all together, scrambled up, doctor's appointments, all that good stuff.
Have they declared you disabled?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Okay.
Or
Are you
disabled,
living?
like it's as
Are
in,
you?
they told me I should apply for SSI if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that'll take a little bit of time
Yeah,
to get worked through. Are you living with family?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the deferred, it's going to be interesting. Do you have a car payment?
No, ma'am.
What about like getting around? Do you drive a vehicle?
No, ma'am.
Do you pay
I have a friend that gives me a ride here and there when she can, of course.
do you give money to that friend to help out when you do that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay.
Every time I try to give her at least $10.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to declare you indigent and order community service. And that'll be a condition of your deferred, okay? And we do that in your case instead of payment.
I'd rather prefer to do payment if possible.
Well, I don't see how to get you to a deferred and do payment, even with reductions, because I don't have enough time, okay? I only have 6 months. And if you're paying,
today I can give you at least $300 today.
okay, well, that'll help. I'm still gonna do the reductions on Ms. Hernandez.
Because I'm not really sure if I'm able to actually get to community service, you know what I mean? And I don't want that to fall back on me. So I'd prefer to actually just, because I can always have somebody lend me the money and they know I'm good for it for me to pay them back, you know?
Right, so $300 today.
Yes, ma'am. Before
I
5.
think I can get you there with that being put down on her. Yeah, this is Anderson, and y'all can finish that. And if that's where you're in, you can finish that one. Because on this one, there's a reduction that we do. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. We're working on it. We'll get you there. So with that fine, we're dropping that fine to $200. And then the collection fees, if they need to be adjusted, they don't automatically adjust. Ms. Hernandez, I can
Yes,
get
ma'am.
you there, I think. Hold on just a moment, okay? We got to do some calculating. Ms. Warren, on Mr. Brown, where are we heading to resolution? Are we heading to a trial?
We are headed to resolution. Mr. Brown is going to take 12 hours of the anger management course online.
Okay.
Earn that certificate before his next court date.
Okay. So, Mr. Brown, your next court date is here in the building on May 19th at 3. Okay. Bring that certificate with you or try to turn it in early. Okay. We'll see you then.
Well, actually, Your Honor, if the clerk can make arrangements to get him that court online
Yes.
pamphlet so he'll know how to take it online.
Yes, we sure can. We'll email that to you here today shortly. Okay. Okay. We'll send that to you and then we'll see you May 19th. If you feel like there's confusion, don't wait till May 19th to talk to us about it. You know, reach out on that email and say there's a problem and let us know what it is. Okay. All right. We'll send that over to you. It may be a little bit, an hour or so. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Good luck, Mr. Brown. We're emailing him class information for anger management online, 12 hours. Ms. Warren, Mr. Woodall has been waiting, and he is, I believe, a phone call.
Okay.
And Mr. Woodall, it actually will allow you to join that meeting. So you're going to receive an invitation, and it'll shift you to that meeting, okay? He was ready. Bam, he went. Okay. Okay. On Hernandez, how's it starting to shape up? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ms. Hernandez, we're still getting your reductions done. My question is going to be once we do that, I can do the deferred. I may have to give you a little more time. So it may be a little bit longer, depending on how long it takes to get this paid out. So let me get that. Yes.
What is the full amount that has to be paid?
So I'm trying to work on that for you.
Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, because you went to collections, and that's a
Right.
percentage.
Right.
And so we're calculating that, and there's the way that warrants interplay with that. So it's just complicated, and that means it's not,
Right,
and
right.
so we just have to be patient and get it done.
That's totally fine. I know the clerk had told me it was like $820, which that right
It's
there
probably going to be closer to 5 something.
that would take me literally less than a month to pay it off. All I have to do is call one of my family members and ask them for the loan, and I can get you $400 today.
Okay. All right. We're going to get you there. Hold on just a moment. Okay.
No problem, man.
All right. Oops. I didn't mean to ask you to unmute yet. We'll be right back with you.
It's $520.30.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Hernandez, we have a total for you now.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're paying 400 today when you come sign, then your balance within the month will be 120.30.
Okay.
And so a month from today, May 11th, okay to expect that balance? On or
Yes,
before?
yes, ma'am. If anything before.
That's fine. The bigger issue is signing off on that deferred. And I know you're dealing with ride issues. Are you able to are you able to print everything out and pay online and send us the information back? Or are you going to come over and do that here?
It would be best for me to do in person. I'm not really good with all this technology thing.
Sure, although you've done just fine. And so when you get here, just make sure you have a way to call when you get here. They'll bring
course.
you in, review your paperwork. The biggest thing is going to be don't get any more offenses during this deferral period. We certainly haven't seen you a lot, just this one thing. And at the end of the deferral period, which is 120 days, your case will be dismissed. Okay?
Alrighty.
All right, we'll give you copies of everything and a receipt. And then if you do the second payment out online, you print the receipt at home. If you come by, well, you just get a receipt when you're here. Okay?
Alrighty. And community service, am I having to do any of that?
No, you
Alrighty.
didn't want to, so
No,
I didn't
ma'am.
require it because
Well,
you're
I
doing-
appreciate it.
you're doing payment instead, and I did reductions.
I really appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm glad we were able to get it sorted out. Okay?
Alrighty.
Do you have
Alrighty.
any further questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, we'll see you at the counter here in a little bit.
Alrighty.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so Ms. Hernandez is a deferred. She's making a $400 payment today. Then she's paying the balance no later than May 11th. There's no class on this particular case. And it's 120 days, and she's coming by today to sign. Here's that one. The gentleman, Mr. Brown, the only thing he needed, he's got his final date. She's having him do a class, but he needs to be emailed a class for 12 hours of anger management. And I told him it'd be an hour or so before we were able to send that to him.
If you're not going to go today, then drop down to this next one. Let's go ahead and give it to her, and then I think somebody else can give it to her. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay, I'm just going to review the no-shows here.
Her signature. and don't mention your information. Okay. Yeah, so you might want to put it on your docket just in case. And then
And here is.
yeah, no, no, that's not your phone on the office. She still has other costs in there. So her total is 520.30, so that's it, here, 520.30. And so whatever 520.30 minus 81 minus 200, and then whatever it's just the 520.30 minus 200. Yes. Yes. And then the judge's signature. You can just stick that over there.
There you go on that reduction. Here is her connected deferral. All good. Looks great.
Let me put in her stuff that's due. She does, she has another bond, yes. Yes, she does. So hers is not on the main bond, I'll do a second bond. Okay. So. You have to scan that over there. I won't be knowing that. 'Cause I had this thing. Yeah, that's like whenever you finish stuff, it goes over. I usually put it over here if you're gonna work over there.
We're back in court. Okay. Ms. Warren, thank you. Mr. Woodall,
He's on a phone, so I didn't know how.
let's see if I can get him back in. It's not letting me bring him back in. What's the idea?
So he does want to change his plea to no contest, and I'll let you know that he's difficult. So hopefully I will be able to explain to him when I go back to him what he needs to do. But he did change his plea and he wants the deferred. And so I've reduced the fine to $115 and the costs are $81 and he will pay today.
How long is the deferred?
120.
Okay. So 120-day deferred, payment today, and I think probably coming by to do that paperwork since he
Yes, that's right.
has technology issues happening. If he can't get back in, he can just come over. Okay. So let him know to head on over. That's probably our easiest route.
So do you want me to tell him to hang up and call back or just tell him to come in and make arrangements?
Tell him to hang up and come on in and make arrangements. We'll have his paperwork at the front. Thank you for that. Right after that happens, your last person is Ms. Cynthia Jimenez.
Okay.
I'll make arrangements to move her over. Thank you. Ms. Jimenez, can I see you on video? It's just dark right now.
Hi, yes. Give me just a second.
That's a deferred payment today, but 120 days. So I'm going to send you over to the breakout room to meet with Ms. Warren, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm watching it to see if Mr. Woodall will go ahead and leave that meeting before you come in.
Okay.
Just waiting for that to happen. Okay. No, he hasn't left yet. This is on the Lopez case he missed. It's just a scan in my notes, including the payment plan because I reviewed it already. I'll give it another couple minutes and then it might actually help to move you in there in a moment. Just to
Okay. That's fine.
But he's on the phone and there we go. Okay. We'll see you shortly.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, tomorrow, so we should just signature. And then you can sign. Yes. Because otherwise, if you print out the deferral, it's gonna have the original amount that they. And you want it to say. So, yeah. Keep changing. When's he paying? Well, he's paying the total of $115.81 today. He's not just paying $1. Cost was $81. And then always make sure number 16 is checked. And then we need to check it signature.
Here's on Moodle. Thank you.
Number is non-warrantable. Yes. to Mr. King, it's fading out there, so we just move it. So we just need to know this total amount. Yeah. Okay, now, see, this one has no clue and this one doesn't have a clue. So those are the only two that are gonna get the $15 added to it. Okay. Yes.
I never get a chance. Something on the matrix. Case.
Yeah, but I would just go ahead and get that done. We can go back and put the case numbers on, but on the one that we're gonna give him, you'll have to put the case numbers on that. This time sheet. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you got the first one.
On the Jimenez case, do we have a resolution?
We have a resolution, Your Honor. Apparently, Ms. Jimenez and her family contracted COVID and she was unable to comply. I find that mitigating, so I did reduce the fine to $75 and with the normal 76 costs. She did need those payments broken up into 3. She can make her first $50 payment on May 1st and then subsequent payments after that.
Okay. What day again?
May 1st.
Well, I'm sorry, what was that amount again?
50. I broke it up. So the first 2 would be $50. The last one I think would be like 51. Let me count it up.
There's actually, because it's over 30 days, there's a $15 fee that's mandatory by state law. It's a payment plan fee. I can't waive it, but I can build it in. and give you more time if we need to. Are we doing a deferred? Or are we just paying it out?
No, it's just a payment.
Okay, I think it's gonna come to 166. So what we can do is just go 50, 50, 50, and 16. And if you pay any of that earlier, that's okay too. You won't be penalized, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Need a monthly payment?
Yes.
Okay. Can you come sign for that today and fill out the payment plan paperwork? I'll approve it.
Before 5, yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. They'll have paperwork at the front for you to do and it
Okay.
get resolved, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Any questions?
Lord.
It was a day.
Mr. Woodall and Miss Hernandez wore me out.
Yeah. We had that experience over here too. But ultimately, Miss Hernandez really calmed down.
Good.
And, she just was upset about what her perception was. And we got her through that, but she had to wait a while.
Okay.
We just had to give her some time to breathe.
Yeah, she was really emotional.
Yeah. But it got worked out. And once she understood that we would work with her and really took that in, she calmed down.
Good. That's kind of what I was telling her, but it was a long road.
Yeah, right. And she's got a big one ahead of her anyway. So
Yeah, she has several other cases. So yeah.
Yeah.
In higher courts.
Yeah. I'm not surprised to hear that.
Mhm.
I hope you have a very wonderful day.
Y'all too.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.